Hello, everyone. At Aviant, we do autonomous last-mile logistics using drones. The company was started at MIT in 2020 during the peak of the COVID pandemic. At the time, our home country didn't test for COVID, and we wanted to help out using drones. We needed to fly 80 miles, a longer distance than anyone has flown, with blood samples, which no one had flown before, and we were 3 students to do it with no money. People said we were completely crazy, and no professional investor wanted to invest in us. But we believed in it. So we took our own money, built a drone, and made the first flight from Røros to Trondheim in February 2021. This got us on the front page of the MIT homepage, and suddenly, people said, "Oh, you're crazy." It's a good thing. Fast forward to today, we've made more than 5,000 flights across 20 contracts in Norway, Sweden, Finland, Germany. We've done more than $2 million in revenue, and we most recently signed a commercial contract with Delivery Hero, the DoorDash of Europe. The reason we signed this contract outside of Stockholm in Sweden is because current solutions are polluting, slow, and costly. So the sector in the US with the most amounts of emissions is logistics. And it can take up to 60 minutes to do a delivery outside of the city center. And the part of doing a delivery that costs much is paying a person to do it, and it grows exponentially with distance, limiting your service area close to city centers. Now, drones address this by being faster, cleaner, and cheaper. For example, outside of Stockholm, our drones have 85% less CO2 emissions than an electric car, because it doesn't make sense using a 2-ton vehicle to transport a 2-kilogram payload. It doesn't make sense. And then it's much faster. We fly at 10, like our average speed is 10 minutes, because we fly above traffic, and we automate the largest cost factor of making a delivery, so you can enable deliveries where it's currently not possible. For example, outside of Stockholm, 80,000 people can now access Delivery Hero service where they currently have no other option than driving themselves. And for Delivery Hero, this is a $10 million opportunity. Now, this is my favorite slide. Here you can see the beautiful drone taking off straight up, then transitioning into a plane. This gives it the flexibility of a drone, but the range of a plane. Once it reaches the destination, it winches down the package. And this is done in charming Norwegian conditions, in -4 degrees, and 40 miles per hour winds. The service is currently live in Norway, and within the first week, we got more than 1,000 users, which marks a 20% market adoption and more than 40 orders in a single day. So all of you are officially invited to Norway. First delivery is free. The team is 20 people. We're a bunch of nerds. We started the company at MIT with backgrounds from Palantir, Google, Lockheed Martin, Uber, and many from the Norwegian Army. But the reason I'm standing here in front of you in Syracuse is very simple. If you're going to do autonomous last-mile logistics, you need to be present in the American market, both from a capital perspective and from a market perspective. And if you're going to enter the US market, you realistically have 2 options. You have Texas, where all our competitors are flying, or you have beautiful Syracuse. And let's be honest, look at this picture. This is home. So our plan is to start with Syracuse, and we're talking to NUA right now. We have permissions in Europe. We're going to start with Syracuse. Then we identified more than 40 bases across the northeast of the US, marking a $2.3 billion opportunity. So in ending, I want to say this. We all have been waiting for drone delivery for 15 years, but now it's here. It's happening every single day in Scandinavia, and soon it will happen here in Syracuse. So when you drive home, look through the window and up at the sky, and know that soon there's going to be a beautiful Viking drone making a delivery right next to you. The future is exciting. Thank you very much.
We'll start here. $1.80 is your cost of delivery. Help us understand the cost drivers, the unit economics of that $1.80. It's quite a huge savings relative to the $9.80 that is in market for alternatives. So help us break down this $1.80.
Yeah, so, and to be honest, the $1.80, that is the future vision of where drone delivery can go. So for example, it's in the McKinsey report, they say you can get down to $1.50, and that's when you have automated ground logistics. It's when you have 20 drones in the air at the same time. That's like a 5-year perspective. But if we bring it a little bit closer, we believe it's very realistic to get down to $8 per delivery by 3 measures. First, you have multiple drones in the air at the same time, so then you have $2 there. Then you have ground logistics, putting the packages, that's going to be $3, and we do that from the top of a shopping mall. And then you have depreciation and maintenance on the drone, that's going to be your remaining dollars. So that's the current breakdown we think is feasible within 1 to 2 years.
Lars, thank you for the great presentation. I'd love for you to explain clearly what your unique competitive advantage is with this drone, and then relative to your go-to-market strategy when you come to the US and North America, what are you planning to, are you thinking food delivery again, or what markets do you think will really take advantage of those, you know, what's unique to your drone specifically?
Yeah, great. So I think there's many times when I speak about this, people always ask me, okay, Lars, how about Amazon? What about Google? What about Mana? What about all of these great companies that you're competing with? And my same answer is, we're currently in a $100 billion market that's growing at 10% year over year. That's food delivery to suburbs. The market is so large, there's never going to be just one player doing this. And there's going to be different drones for different climates. To the best of my knowledge, I don't know of any competitor currently operating in Scandinavian harsh weather. And to be honest, I understand why they don't. It has taken us like 3 to 4 years to actually make this technology feasible in those kind of climates. So, and you might be saying, well, Lars, that's only Scandinavia, Canada, and northeastern US. And you would be correct. But it's still 70 million people living in these areas where we currently know of no other competitor currently flying. So I believe that the market is so big that the competitor is not going to care about like the harsh winds and the snowstorms. They're going to do like Texas and all the other places because there's not enough money there. As for the go-to-market, I really believe, I was in a meeting with DoorDash at their headquarters last week. And to quote them, they said, there's no doubt drone delivery is coming. It will be a part of the future delivery mix. It's already here. So now they're looking, how are we going to scale this up? And they're ready for a partnership. They say, Lars, when you come to the US and you can do 30 deliveries per day, we're ready. Like, we want to test this. So I really think that we cannot do the US by ourselves. We need to partner with Walmart or DoorDash or similar players. And we will do it in the northeastern part of US and Canada, because that's where we have a competitive advantage, I think.
So Lars, what specifically is your plan to establish and maintain operations in Central New York?
In?
Central New York.
Yeah. So specifically, we're in dialogue with New Air about setting up our commercial operations here within Q2 and Q3 2025. And the reason we want to do this is because we already have the permissions in EU, so it's going to be much easier to transfer them into the US. And from what I believe, we could start doing commercial operations within 2 to 3 months with our current permissions and with the infrastructure enabled by New Air taking away the air risk. So our very specific goal is to start Q2, Q3, and I hope this is on video, Q2, Q3 next year, and then we want to start with the first deliveries with drones.
So what team will be in Central New York performing those operations?
So we will hire at least, so we're already hiring a local person for business development and looking into getting the contracts. And we will hire 2 to 3 operators that is actually going to do the operations, and then we'll need at least 1 to 2 more business people to head these things. Oh, and one last question. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for the really, really hard work from the team in Norway. They're working Monday through Sunday, every day. So can I just get a video and give them a shout out from US saying that you guys are ready for this? Cheer! Come on! Thank you very much.